Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, like, join it or something.
Lucamus Prime here, so it is time for the next episode of Movie That Deserves a Sequel, and in today's video, guys, I'm going to cover this time another example of an animated movie today. This is like an example of an animated film which is made by CGI, and this is also by one of my favourite directors of all time, Zack Snyder, and it is also, in my opinion, one of the most underrated animated films of all time. And this film, which in my opinion does deserve a sequel, is none other than 2010's Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole. So, now you guys are probably wondering, what do I think of this movie? Well, I really love this animated movie. As I said, in my opinion, it's one of the most underrated animated films I've seen, because I saw it last year, and I really love this movie. It was definitely really great, and it had a great cast of actors in this movie. So many to name, really. You've got people such as Jim Sturgis, who gives a great performance as the main character Soren, and also Emily Barclay as Gylfi, and also Ryan Kwanten as Claude, David Wenham as Digger, Anthony LaPaglia as Twilight, and also Dame Helen Mirren as Naira, which is my favourite voice role of her, and also Jeffrey Rush as well, all in this, and Joel Edgerton, who was also definitely, in my opinion, a standout in this as Metalbeak. And also the amazing Hugo Weaving as Noctis and Grimble as well. Among many others too, like Miriam Margolyes as Missy is Plifer, and also Sam Neill as Omir, and among many others, really, just to name a few. And this film also has really amazing animation for its time, because this film is from 2010, guys, and the animation is absolutely gorgeous. Many of the shots look like live action. It's just really incredible to see, really. Wow. It really blows my mind that this movie is from 2010, and the visuals, they look so stunning for its time. And that's why I would love to see more of this story, really. Wow. It was definitely really brilliant, in my opinion. Wow. And I think as well that the ending, of course, also has a very, very, promising setup for more story to be told with these characters, because at the end of the movie, of course, the characters, Soren, Gylfi, Digger, and Twilight are initiated as new Guardians, of course, hence the title Legend of the Guardians. And later, Soren tells the story to a group of owlets, revealing that Naira is still out there, and that Claude's body was never retrieved. So the film ends with owls flying off into another storm. So right there, that could probably a sign that there's more story to come. So I'd love to see that. When it comes to the possibilities of a sequel, however, unfortunately, there's not really been much talk about it, sadly. There was discussion in 2011, but nothing about production happening was confirmed, sadly. However, though, Jim Sturgis and Ryan Kwanten have both said in an interview in 2010 that they would reprise their roles if a sequel ever entered production, so that's very promising. It's good that they want to come back, of course. So I really hope that, they get the chance to reprise their roles, because these characters are likeable, and they're characters that I care about, and I'd like to see more story with them, of course. And as I said, guys, in my opinion, Zack Snyder is an underrated director who deserves more love, in my opinion, because I love his DC movies, and I also love this movie by him as well, and also as well, one of I also love several of his older films too that I've seen. For example, I definitely, of course, love his feature film debut, Dawn of the Dead. Which of course was a remake of a 1978 film of the same name. I do also as well love 300 and Watchmen as well. I think he's an underrated director that deserves more love. So, yeah, I really hope that he'll get the chance to make a sequel, because obviously he can't do it right now because he's busy making the two-part Netflix film Rebel Moon, of course. So he's busy doing that. But hopefully, if this film is successful, there's a chance he could probably have the opportunity to greenlight a sequel to Legend of the Guardians. And I think it's definitely about time that he does a sequel, because it's been 13 years since this film came out, guys. So it's been a very long time, hasn't it? But I still, however, would love to see more of this story for sure. So we can only hope that Rebel Moon will be successful and it will give Zack Snyder a chance to make a sequel to one of his older films. This, in particular, I would love a sequel to for sure. Absolutely. So, yeah, I would definitely love to see, you know, more of this story in particular, of course. Because I think, you know, it's very underrated, as I've said, and with a great story, with beautiful animation and great voice acting. I'd love to see more of this, absolutely. I think it's a very underrated movie, and I think it definitely does deserve a sequel, so yeah. So guys, in summary, in my opinion, Legend of the Guardians for Hours of Ga'Hoole is a strong example of a film that does deserve a sequel. So, I currently don't own the film yet, guys, but hopefully I will see if I can find it on Blu-ray, of course, hopefully, in my stores, and I'll definitely, of course, get it to rewatch it, with hope they'll do a sequel to it, of course, so that'll be really nice, won't it? And I will also one day post a review for this movie. I wouldn't say no to posting a review for it, because like I said, guys, I think it's underrated and deserves more love, so I'll definitely post a review for it if I have a chance to, of course, in the future. So you know, drill, guys, be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to let me know as well in the comments what you guys think of Legend of the Guardians for Hours of Ga'Hoole. Do you need a sequel on the comments below what you think? Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe in the current future. If you would like to be a member, you can be joined if using a piece of letter or a little description, and I'll see you all later.